Would you worry about racism if he ran for president?
No. I know it exists. I know that you can't escape it, but I do not believe it is as prevalent as some on the left would like us to believe. I do believe a vast majority of Americans judge you on the content of your individual character rather than the color of your skin. I think a lot of people in America, especially in this day and age, now more so than ever before, it's not about race. It's about the fact that they don't give a damn about it because they got their own problems. That's entirely different than believing they are superior to you and they want to hold you back from ascending. That's not what's going on to the degree that it was decades ago. What's going on now is that we have more white Americans and others suffering and worried about the state of our nation. And because they're concerned about that, that's where their worries lie.
Yo, so we back in here for another edition of F-ya-Motha, and that was Stephen Coon Smith talking about how racism isn't a problem if you ran for president. Let me just be the first to say that Negroes with money don't really count when it comes to knowing if their racism exists in this country or not, because they're out of touch with reality, right? And for people to make the argument that oppression and racism is just constituted off of money that you make, it's not. I was just on the phone with a friend of mine. While poverty and economic disparities of Black Americans is a part of racism and oppression in America, it's not the only component, right? It's also the mistreatment, the obstruction of job opportunities or any opportunities. Doesn't matter if it's a job or not. It could be another opportunity that's beneficial to the group or the person. He's known for kneecap kissing, right? Studios at ESPN, right? And a lot of people remember when he got on his platform and I guess called out the white lady and turned around within 24 hours and gave an apology. He never gave an apology to Dwight Howard or LeBron James or any other black person that he's criticized unjustly, may I add. So he's out of touch with reality because, like, he knows where his bread is buttered. We're just gonna put that shit out there. As far as him actually running for president and winning, well, he won't win. He can run. He is literally the equivalent of Ross Perot or Mitt Romney or Michael Bloomberg. Nobody gives a fuck that you're worth a lot of money or you have notoriety or fame. You're a corporate scumbag. That's what's gonna hinder him in the race. Not only that, he's not popular. People don't know who the fuck he is other than people that watch ESPN Zone or First Take or whatever the fuck he's on. So then there's that. He's downplaying racism because, yeah, when you fit the criteria of a black person that is a kneecap kisser or a buck dancer and your benefactors pay you XYZ amount of dollars to, like, say what he's basically a sock puppet. So yeah, he's not going to become president. And even if he does, he runs the risk of getting assassinated because he actually would be the first black president. Irregardless of what people think, Obama wasn't the first quote unquote black president. He was the first biracial president that was of African lineage and white lineage. That's not the same as a black person. And I know there's going to be some dumb fucks in the comment section talking about my complexion and how I must have some white in me. You sound crazy as cat shit. I am black. Black comes in different shades: light, black, brown, dark skin. But yeah, he's not technically not a black American in the sense that he is a native black American. He is a black person of ethnic lineage that belongs to Africa. Black people necessarily don't all come from fucking Africa. While there were slaves that were brought here, out of the 30 million that was transported into transatlantic slavery, only 3% made it. So we can cut the shenanigans like America was just this barren land with no brown skinned people here. And there's gonna be some dummies talk about the Siberian red natives, right? They came here upwards of 15,000 years ago. They've already proved relatively recent within the last 10 years that those people have Siberian or Asiatic DNA. They're indigenous dark skinned people that were here that traveled upon the Bering Straits upwards of 27,000 years ago. So what the fuck are we talking about? Not only that, if you look at a picture of a early quote unquote native person, they were darker than me. That is the gist of what black is. And then you throw some African slaves around the country that they might have commingled with within slavery or even after slavery, and then you got the modern black person. I'm just gonna put that out there. All the dummies that don't read books and don't know shit. Along the Yucatan Peninsula, there's the Oaxacan tribe. They're black Mexicans. They don't speak a lick of Spanish. They've never been colonized, and they are by definition black people. They look just like black people. Dark skin, woolly hair, big lips, big noses. That's what the fuck black is, right? Which is why you can go to Guatemala and see a black person that's darker than me that speaks Spanish. The fuck are we talking about here? Yeah, they might have been colonized and they speak a Spanish, but up until 1522, Mexicans didn't even exist. What the fuck are we talking about? And actually, let me correct that. The Oaxacan tribe actually aren't technically, they're Mexicans by nationals, but they wouldn't actually be considered Mexicans in the sense of a Mexican from Mexico City that has Spaniard lineage. Let's put that out there. But back to the topic at hand. He thinks that racism isn't a big problem. When we have people like the Cinnabon woman that was calling the Somali couple the N-word with the hard R, or Philando Castile, which was gunned down with his seatbelt on, or hell, you want to go even more recent, Shiloh Hendricks, the white woman that called the little black 5-year-old the N-word. And ironically, another Somali person caught her on camera and she doubled down on it and ended up going to GoFundMe and getting fundraising money because she, I guess, was scared that she was going to risk her job, or she was at risk for being racist. Not to mention the random shootings happened by police officers of unarmed black people still happening, even under Trump. White people running around calling black people nigga this, nigga that, all scattered and littered among Twitter. What the fuck are we talking about here? Racism is a problem. If it wasn't, we wouldn't be saying it's a problem. It's a problem because, like I stated earlier, it's the mistreatment of people based off their skin color. Now, there's going to be some jackasses in the comment section talking about, well, if they hadn't did this, there is no justifiable reason for you to be racist without provocation. Even if it is provocation, all that does is bring out who you really are. If somebody pisses you off to a degree where you had to call them the N-word, well, that just brought who you really are out. That's not justifiable. That's actually confirmation. What are we saying here? So, yeah, he won't be elected as president because not only is he not in tune with the streets, he's disillusioned. He's not in tune with reality. And I think I might have made this argument pretty well, elegantly spoken. But of course, there's going to be some jackasses that refuse to understand what the fuck I'm saying. So then there's that. In any event, if you like this episode, I'm trying to play catch up like mustard. Y'all bear with me. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you're not going to go to the link that's in my description box to cop some merch, and you watch my videos, at the very least, like and share them. And the least you can do is smash the like button. Just do that for me. Put me in the algorithm. If you like the videos, other people that's going to like the video. And I'm out. No.